follow our own thing. But this bill is an action bill for the government and how they're going to be covering their behavior and their action towards our people. And we have seen in the past that we haven't had real uh, good good relationship in the past. And without all these amendments that I stated, it's hard to support the bill because we have stated that this act should never be interpreted or administered as upholding as upholding the rights of indigenous people. It needs to be interpreted as administering those rights of indigenous people. That's what I want. And I want the government to recognize those rights. I want the government to recognize us as governments, and they have to govern themselves accordingly. And they have to use this this opportunity. The last time we had was 1982, Section 35. Now they have to come up with an implementation law to help us achieve those rights enshrined in Section 35, and also ensuring that our inherent rights, our operating rights, and our treaty rights and human rights are protected. And same thing with our international rights as Indigenous people. We want to make sure that NTRIP is enforceable in Canada. That's what we keep saying. Without that enforceability, to make sure your people are governed accordingly in how they treat Aboriginal people, it's hard to support it. That's what I will say, because I'm not totally against what you're trying to do. I think it's admirable, and it's a good thing. It's a good start, but we need to take it that further. I had so many provinces come to the table where the Prime Minister, the ministers have stated certain things that they're going to do with our nation. And they have not followed through that because of the bureaucracy that exists that stops them from doing that. So we want a statutory laws to make them do what they're told to do. So for the right to protect our rights, but also to establish good relations, working relations with our people and Indigenous rights. I'm not trying to feed you anything, not at all. I'm just trying to make sure it's the right thing to do. If you're going to do it right, might as well go the full way. Don't go halfway. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Montour.
Yes, thank you. And before I begin my remarks, Senator Patterson, my condolence again for the loss of your friend.
Thank you.
So the question that you asked is an important question, and is a question that's been asked and answered. I would put to you in terms of the position of both the Mohawk Council of Kahnawake and my work also with the AFNQL, the First Nations of Quebec and Labrador. We listened to any number of people that worked on drafting the bill, and I've listened to any number of those people speak before this committee, and too often, our legitimate concerns about the perceived deficiencies in the bill. We cited two very important ones here today. Too often, it's been our view that we've been gaslighted a bit for raising those concerns, that we just didn't plain get it, that we didn't understand. Listen, see this document? This is my personal copy of the United Nations Declaration. I am passionately for this, and only for a bill that really accurately begins to reflect this. And I don't see that in C-15 in its form currently. Nawa.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank
time
you.
for this panel is now complete. I wish to thank our witnesses for meeting with us today. I wish to thank Grand Chief Kaikavachik, Chief Montour, Mr. Walsh, Chief Pagan, and Chief Manias. We will now suspend the meeting for 15 minutes for a health break and to allow us to switch panels. We will resume around 4:15 Ottawa time, and we will begin our pre-study